Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well, guys are having a wonderful 22 September 2024. It is cold AF, but still wanted to show you something, and that's something. Well, I mean, what can I possibly show you at 6:13 a.m.? There's one thing, I guess. Well, it's nothing much, but let's do something else, right? Et voila. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it at 0.6. Cause there you go. Now I'm going to sleep. I'm going to fucking sleep. It's gonna be so good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys in this beautiful thing. I got enough battery to wake me up when September ends, or the 22nd September. So this song is perfect. Green Day, baby. So enjoy the freaking show. I'm gonna have to film one video, one little video, and then I'm going to sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up, and then I'm gonna say, okay, well, we filmed for 4 hours, we got 4 hours. We filmed for 5 hours, we got 5 hours. But right here, right now, in one of the most beautiful sunset September offered. And guess what? It's gonna be immortalized on this little thing called a video. Split screen. Let's do the camera. That's perfect. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the last video of the 21st September 2024. Now, before we even start, because this is a cool video that we're doing, I just want to show you something. Now, don't worry, right? I'm going to show you something for a couple of seconds. Don't worry, okay? Because I'm going to be filming the whole morning, so I guess I should have to do something like that, right? Now, I guess this is pretty good. And I guess, thank God, we're filming it, right? Well, if I wasn't filming here, then you'll have this. This is the sunrise this morning, and it is a fucking flawless spectacle. Fucking flawless. But what we're doing is, once again, the last video of the day, and it is season 2, episode 1 and 2 of Dexter. So, right away, we're starting with a very early ad. Be careful because my neighbors are sleeping. I want to be a good neighbor. So the first episode is really hardcore, something that I really enjoyed. It does seem a little bit extreme. Okay, let's put it like that. Let's put it as extreme. Something that they did that is a bit extreme is there's no time in between the first season and the second season. So we just found out that Debbie's boyfriend was the killer. Rita, she just had her husband in jail. There's a lot of things that's going on. However, the episode started with one of my favorite, if not my favorite, is Angel. Angel, who's lost his wife to divorce, act towards Dexter in the way of you lost someone, right? And that someone you lost was his brother. So it's a really touching moment. We're getting more and more and more, what should I call it? We're getting more details on everything. On the Bay Harbor killer, somebody find the body parts that Dexter put in the sea. Got Rita, who's constantly being asked by Paul to help her. The first episode is actually pretty freaking simple. There's Dexter who loses his mojo, and episode 2, it is somehow explained, and the way I'm explaining it is the way I saw it is that Dexter, who loved his little brother a lot. You can call it love, you can call it hate. I'm gonna call it love because I'm positive. So he loved his little brother so much. We're playing the tower, by the way, and his little brother his older brother. Sorry, was a killer. So I feel like he wants to give that up. I feel like he wants to give up that. How can I say it? He wants to give up. He wants to give up on that side of him. That's genetical. I would say genital, which is genitals, genetical faction of him. So we still get some Code of Harry, which at this point is kind of boring because we have a season, right? Now we have episode number 2. We have Debbie. I forgot to talk about Debbie. Debbie is another shock. Who wouldn't be if you? My apologies. Your boyfriend is a fucking killer, right? I think it's pretty normal. I don't know why I have a hiccup. I didn't eat in multiple hours. Weird. So we have that. We have the. It's it's amazing because this episode was a lot better. The first episode wasn't so good. We got Dokes caught essentially following Dexter, which again is nothing new. It's like they're rehashing things that we've already seen, which I don't mind because it's a good show. But if you're gonna rehash things that we've already seen, then make it so that whatever you're rehashing, you do it in a different fashion. One thing that they did was like Gethta, like Westa, was having a problem with the upper up. Now they put another upper up in charge, and she has the same problem with, which is kind of cool because they set up the perspective, right? We got Debbie who is dealing with the fact that her ex-boyfriend was a killer, and that she doesn't know how to react. She doesn't know if she's okay, so she's becoming very aggressive. She works out a lot. We're talking about a gang. My apologies. And in the first season, there was a lot of Cuban people, because it was Little Cuba, I guess. And the gang is affiliated with Cuban people. We have this huge motherfucker called Little Chino. This guy, probably one of the biggest guy I saw on TV. Huge. Dexter doesn't have his mojo. Now the best thing is there's a direct consequences. He goes in to kill. He goes in to kill Little Chino, but again in the first episode, he was trying to kill somebody who was blind. So he said maybe because the guy is blind, maybe that's why I gotta kill him, right? And then he was like, okay, well, doesn't matter if I can kill you. Maybe he's blind. So he goes to kill Little Chino, and then he hesitates because he still thinks about Rudy, or Rudy is little brother. Brian is little brother. Right? Brian is the real name of Rudy, by the way. That's why I call him Brian, not Rudy. And long story short, he comes to kill Little Chino, and he's not able to. So Little Chino gets out, runs away, and he kills another person. And it's a really cool thing because we keep on seeing this scene of Harry picking up Dexter, right? My apologies. Fuck. Being loud for the neighbors. Collis. And so you see the little kid, and the little kid lost her father, and you see the mom grab her, and it reminds Dexter of when Harry picked him up, which does feel really cool because it did happen. That being said, it doesn't add a lot to the story, sadly. You see, the only thing that it adds is like, oh, if I kill Little Chino, she would have her mother. And it does prove that Dexter does have some feelings. He's feeling more reprimand. He's feeling a lot more. It's kind of, this episode is really, really, really well written. It's amazing. So it's like, okay, well, I really need to kill Chino, and he has to die. The blind guy from episode number 1 didn't kill that many people. Now Little Chino killed a lot. Why is it so good? Is because Paul, which is Rita's ex-boyfriend, dies, and because Rita's ex-boyfriend dies, they have this funeral, and Dexter's like, no, let's not have a funeral. There's no need for a funeral. And what we realize is not only is it a funeral for Paul, it's also the funeral from Brian for Dexter, and it helps it cope with the thing. And then he gets his mojo back. He still killed the body. Now the premise of season 2 so far is that they found another they found the body bags of Dexter, which is the artwork killing, which is a lot of proof. And there's this new hotshot from the FBI who's about to put an end to the whole thing. And that's pretty much what we have. This is pretty much season 1, episode 1 and 2. I don't think there's a lot I'm missing. I'm of course missing because it's fucking 6:22 a.m. and we're getting the sunrise. But at the end of the day, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? It's about what you do and how close to perfection you can be. Anywho, long enough video. That I love you guys. That you matter. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace. Good. Dodo.